Ocholi Okutepa is my name, and this is my beloved wife, Julia Okutepa. I thought you were going to say your name by yourself.
It sounds more romantic when you say it.
See me and this romance matter. All right, welcome back to another episode of the Couch Conversations. We are excited. I believe you've been following and being a part of this community and have taken so much across the weeks and months, so much on the playlist of the Couch Conversations. So we welcome you to another episode, and this month of June, we are focused on a very important subject that every married person should be interested in, and every single person who wants to be ahead of the game. Because the issue sometimes is we have people who are not prepared for a level before they get to that level. And you see, the best time to prepare is to prepare before you get on the field. Soldiers don't prepare for war on the battleground. They don't. They prepare before battle when there is no battle. So today we are discussing a very important subject on this episode: how to start parenting your child from conception to birth. How to start parenting your child from conception. That means before the child comes to life, all right, in the human sense of existence. That's what we're focused on. But before we go on, have you subscribed to this channel? Have you shared this channel with your friends and family? Don't be selfish. Don't keep it to yourself. Other people need to be here, right? Don't you think so?
Sure, they need to be here.
I mean, if you found something like this, you tell everybody.
You know, I wish we heard some of these things we're telling other people when we're single. So
That's true. Absolutely. I would have appreciated it.
Yeah.
All right. So congratulations to you watching. Whether you have children already, or you are about to, or you hope to, this is for you. Okay, let's hit it. Let's roll. Are you ready? Are you sure?
Ready.
Fasten your seatbelts because we are about to take off. Ladies and gentlemen, Ocholi Okutepa is my name. I'm your pilot today, and I welcome you. Tighten your seatbelt, fasten your seatbelt, take your seat for takeoff. Is that it?
Okay, so we've had quite a number of questions in this area because parents to be keep asking, when do I start parenting my child? How do I start, you know? And a lot of questions come up in your mind. Am I equipped for it? Am I ready for this? So we're going to be helping you with information on how to start parenting your child from
Conception,
right from
before they are
when
born.
they're in the womb.
Exactly. All right. So the flight attendants have given you all the briefing. Take your seat for takeoff. Be seated for takeoff. All right. Number one, receive the child as a gift from God and give thanks always. You know, see, your attitude matters. You know, some people just get pregnant and they just stay pregnant. Some people just feel it's because they had sex, so they had a baby. Every child is a gift. Every child is a gift because it's the will of God to send that human at that time. So the first thing you do is to take up the right attitude, and it begins from giving thanks. The Bible says we should give thanks always. So you see, the moment you conceive, and I wish we were even talking about people before they conceive. I think we'll do that another time. All right, even before you conceive. But let's deal with conception now. The moment you receive that baby or those babies, begin to give thanks. All right. Now, thanksgiving is your first acknowledgement that this is a gift or gifts from God. That's the first thing you need to do. Your attitude needs to be one of thanksgiving. All right. God needs to see, all right, that you are grateful. All right. Your posture of heart needs to be in that place where gratitude, all right, is expressed towards God. You know why? You are taking this as a trust for the rest of your life. You are taking this as a trust of heaven, that God could trust you, all right, to pass that child to you at that time. And every child that God releases that way is for a purpose, is for an assignment. So the best way to commence the journey is to actually look at God and say, thank you. Now, this is what you have to do through the process and the period of holding that baby in before the child or the children come forth. Make sure to give thanks.
Quick question. Have you ever given a gift to a friend or, you know, somebody that you feel you should be gracious to, and the person received that gift and abused it or threw it away, or you saw that it was misused or abused, just neglected?
Yeah.
You will feel hurt because when someone gives you a gift, it's from a place of graciousness. And what should you do with a gift? Because the person that gave you that gift put effort into it, made sure that they, try to give something that you would appreciate or something that would be of value to you. So when you receive that gift, the best you can do to appreciate what was given to you is to cherish it, take care of it and use it, profitably.
And it starts from saying thank you.
Yes. So when you receive the gift of a child from God, what you can tell God in appreciation is to say thank you. And in the way that you cherish and care for that child speaks a lot about your appreciation.
And this is not just saying, hey, my enemies can come and say, see, please, don't get selfish, don't get personal. Turn the glory to him. All right? Next thing you do, number 2 thing, is you actively inquire of the Lord in prayer on the purpose for that child. See, God is a purpose God. Before he brought Adam and Eve on the scene, what he did was to declare their purpose before he made them. So for every person, and you see, the best form of parenting, as you see, is the informed parenting model. In essence, I'm not in the dark concerning the purpose of this child. I'm not lost for what God wants to do. All right, I'm aware. And how do I become aware? I become aware by staying in the place of prayer. So I need to begin to inquire of the Lord. And that's why the Lord came to Mary before Jesus was born. Because God needed to parent right. All right. And for God to parent right, God needed to reveal, all right, to the mother of the child, all right, okay, by extension to the earthly father of the child, the purpose of that child. All right. Unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, the government shall be upon his shoulder. That's what Isaiah prophesied over 1,500 years before Jesus was born. All right. Of course, Israel means the prophecy. Isaiah said everything about him. So, this angel that came to the parents of Jesus, or Mary precisely, was able to tell not just the purpose, the name. All right, see, this is not time to just open a diary online or Google search a name. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's not okay to look up a few names and see how fine they are. That's good. But you see, purpose. Purpose must be part of it. So the child is not yet born. The child is still in that state where the child is conceived and forming and all of that. What do? You begin to pray concerning the child. What's the purpose of this child? Why did he send this child to earth at this time? All right? Yeah.
The Bible tells us to train up a child in the way he should
go.
That means there's a way a child should go. And who better to know the way than the trainer? Because if the trainer is aware the direction that this child will go, he won't just train randomly, but his training will be strategic and the training will be focused. And you see, if God wanted every child to come, to fulfill just one purpose, then all children should have been robots. But he didn't. That's why you see every child come with their different sets of emotions or
giftings, talents, abilities.
Yes. And every child is different. That's why you would need to train the child in the way he should go. So parents have the responsibility of discovering the direction that this child should go. So when you receive the gift from God, begin to ask God, what is the direction of this child? How should that this child should go? How should I train this child?
And you see, that's why when you read the Bible, it says that Mary knew the kind of child that he was. All right, Mary was aware. And that's why, jumping to 12 years after birth, when Jesus was found in the temple, talking with the teachers of the law, what did Mary do? Just imagine your own parents. Trek for 3 days. Realize you're not in the company. Trek back for 3 days. Then find you in the temple discussing with teachers of the law. 6 days wasted to restart their journey. Then he said, don't you know I should be about my father's business? See, the kind of spanking an African parent would have given you at this point. Your destiny would not. In fact, let me pause at this point. See, if you are watching this video, I know you're about to say something. If you are watching this video, please, can you describe the kind of spanking you remember from when you were young? Like, please, go to the comment. Just give us the brand of spanking that you can never forget. You know that? Let me not tell you, Mao. But can you just, I think it's a good place to just pause and say, Can we talk about spanking dimension? It will make you understand that Mary, all right, understood this purpose. And this was at the point of conception. So what Mary did when it came to the parenting of a physical child was controlled by what Mary received when the child was still in the womb, or even before conception. In essence, she was able to come to terms with the purpose of the child, all right, and that informed her approach to parenting. Yeah, you're going to say something.
Yes, and we see precedents in the Bible of parents that were aware of the nature of children that were coming to them. You see, John the Baptist, before he came on board, there was prophecy spoken over him. His parents knew and understood that this child was coming for a special purpose, as in he was coming to fulfill destiny. They were aware. You could see in the life of Samson, before Samson came on board, the angel of the Lord appeared to the parents to let them know that this is the nature of child that was coming to you, to your family. This is what to do. This is what not to do, just so that the child is enabled to fulfill purpose. It's always a great blessing and a privilege, to the child, because it sets them at an advantage when a parent knows the direction that this child should go towards and trains the child accordingly.
Yes, and you could mention so many names, Samuel and many of them. All right, number 3 point today is actively pray over the child what the Lord has revealed. All right, because now in the line of what the Lord has revealed, actively, just actively. Now, why are you doing that? See, when destiny is short, Satan begins to wait at strategic points. So what do you do? And that's why you see people who have been able to get restoration for children who went astray at certain points in their life because the mother or the father knew and insisted. So the child is not yet born. Actively begin to decree. And you see, to mothers or to the females who would carry the children, this is a major assignment for you. Yeah. All right, I know pregnancy can be stressful. Don't allow pregnancy make you irritable. Don't allow pregnancy make you just disgruntled, make you bitter and just throwing tantrums. No. I know those emotions are real, they are valid, they are tough to take, but you see, let the overwhelming sense of the purpose you have come into, all right, drive what you do. So what are you going to do? Oh, I bless you, Son of God. I bless you, my beloved. I bless you, this sent one from God. You will fulfill your destiny. Nothing will truncate you. Not disease, not accidents, no casualties. I bless you. You are a strong man. You will stand upon the earth and declare the things of the Lord. You are a great man on the earth. What are you doing? You are declaring the word. This child is not yet manifested on the earth, but this child already exists in the purpose of God and exists in your womb. So what are you doing? In the line of what God has revealed, begin to prophesy. Begin to prophesy. Begin to declare. Begin to decree. You know what happens when you make decree? The watchers are recording. And every force on earth begins to align. Every force begins to take place. Every force begins to adjust to the words you speak. And don't forget, which voice is as powerful as the voice of a parent that God has trusted the child? You are the priest over that child at that time. Yeah. All right? So you want to say something about this?
At this point, I wish I had a bell so that I can ring the bell. Because this point is important. Don't be lazy about the destiny of your children. And before I just say what I want to say, this thing you said about the emotions that you feel carrying pregnancy, the hormonal changes you experience. Some mothers can be irritable. Some mothers can just speak things over their children that they don't know have adverse effect, like the mother of Jabez. She just had a tough bat and felt like, no, as in this child must carry this. She didn't even realize that what the name she gave that child was going to affect that child for life. But it did, until he cried out to God, and God changed things about his future. So be careful what you speak about your children. Speak live. Pray for them. Spend time in the place of prayer. Do not be lazy about the destiny of your children. You are a priest over them. So what you say into their future, what you pray into their future affects them directly. I remember my mother-in-law, God bless her soul, while she was alive, she taught me something. She was a woman of prayer. She spent time not just praying over her children, but she spent time praying for her grandchildren. And I learned that from her. As in, I want to encourage you, do not be lazy in prayer. About your children, do not be lazy in prayer. Rise up as a strong woman of your house. Rise up as a strong man of your house and speak to the destinies of your children so that when they come into the fullness of growth, they can align and stand strong in God.
And you know, this is so important because at this stage, Satan has already commenced work. Big time. All right? Satan has commenced work. Satan doesn't wait for a child to be born before he begins. All right? All his plans are to destroy everyone that comes on earth. All. And you're that security. In fact, that's the first layer of the trust. All right? After you conceive, the first layer of trust after conception is that God trusts that you execute your priesthood. Very, very important. That you will not give up on what he has said. And the next point is closely associated with that. Speak to the hearing of the child. So this is not just prayer and just confessing generally. All right, turn to the child and say, I know you can hear me. You will never go astray. I know you can hear me. You receive wisdom above your age. I know you can hear me. Every cell in your body, every organ in your body forms well. You come out whole, you come out stable, you come out well-formed, you come out developed of the Lord, you come out above your pair, above your age, you come out at a level that, see, your development will be exactly as God intended. Because you see, let's say the truth. A lot of times we have people coming into the earth and going through patterns that God did not ordain. Telling you, patterns that God did not ordain. You know, certain things have become so normal. I think it's the story is told of Bishop Oyedepo and all of that. Some of those things sound extreme until you decide to operate in the covenant. So they say the child is teething or something like that and a running temperature. You say, where is it written in the word? It is not written that teething will lead to temperature and all of this kind of thing. Do you get what I mean? So at this point, you are talking to the child. See, you are coming in the order ordained of God. Because, for instance, there are certain childhood diseases that look normal. You know, it's just, you know, So you talk to the child to the hearing of the... In fact, if you already have received the name or decided a name, call the child by name. Something happened with us, and very amazing how children listen. So our first child, our son...
Okay, you know some people are not aware that children start hearing sounds right from when they are in the womb. So science has facts that at certain weeks, the child begins to hear what is happening outside, as in its environment, outside the womb. So that when the child is born, the child is able to recognize its mother's voice. And if the father had been around the mom while she was pregnant, the child is also able to recognize the father and anybody that has been around the mom.
Exactly. And that's why children already pick relationship before they come out. All right? See, how does a child know all the things they do and relate towards, you know, their parents and those around when they are born? All right, so something happened. I was going to give a story. So when our son was born, I mean, he had to be hospitalized at the point after a week. They said jaundice, then they had to put him under lights, and he was really cranky. He was really like,
so they
will
had
blindfold the child, they put under a certain light, that's the cause of the treatment. But guess what? My wife realized that anytime she began to play the music, of course, she listens to just gospel.
He was restless. He would cry and be cranky. So I asked God for wisdom because I was disturbed. I was the first time mom. I asked God for wisdom what to do. And the revelation I got was to play music. You know, music can be calming. But I realized that, I'm a music person, so I had like playlists that I played often. So I realized that whenever I played the music that I was playing consistently when I was pregnant, the child would go very still. At some point, I would wonder if the child was sleeping. But when I take off the blindfold, I see that the child is awake. So he was just calm. But when I played other music that he wasn't conversant with, he went up, being, cranky.
In essence, they played his playlist. They just played his playlist. All right. Okay, let's bring this to a close with the final point. You want to say something else?
Yes. Mm-hmm. You know why this is important? The kingdom of darkness, if you realize in some cultures, incantations are spoken over the child. The enemy is aware that these things have far-reaching impact on the child.
True.
So you, the priest of this child, the person giving charge over this child, has a powerful tongue to speak into the destiny and the life of this child. And the spirit of that child can hear you. The spirit of that child is aware of what you are saying.
You are saying spirit. The physical ear of the child is hearing.
That's what.
Not just the spirit. The spirit is deep. This one, the ear, don't they hear? The emotions are picking signal.
Yeah.
All right? And that plugs us to our last and final point for this episode. Live right. You are an atmosphere. You are the atmosphere the child is coming into. You are defining the atmosphere the child is coming into. All right, see, the more we submit to the Lord in obedience and live for the Lord, what we do is we empower the forces of the kingdom to dominate our environment. All right? Every time we succumb to any vice, any form of disobedience against the will of God, what we are doing is we are giving access to certain spirits to come around. Yeah. All right? They may not be able to live fully or possess you as a believer, but you are giving them access to come and, have some impact around. All right? And that even tells, because living right, all right, yeah, that's your life, but that also tells in the things you give space in your environment. For example, you see what Julia just said about music. Some songs and music in this generation are not songs. In fact, there's one guy in my country, I don't even want to validate him by calling his name. He's very popular among a lot of people right now. People think they're just catching cruise, using his songs. He recently released some kind of thing that pure incantations. But people are using it to make fun and joke around. No, please, I beg you, in God's name. All right, condition your environment, all right, for the dominance of God's spirit for the sake of the child you carry. Okay? I want to say something about that before we run away from this episode.
Yes. Like he said, you are an environment. The Bible tells us in Malachi 2:15, he said he has made them one, having a remnant of the spirit. And why one? Because he desires godly seed. Then he said, therefore, you should give heed to how you, and not deal treacherously with the wife of his youth. Now you see, the Bible also tells us that whenever there is strife, all kinds of evil work exist there. So if your home is a home of strife, you are not living right, you are not teaching each other right, it's like you are opening a portal for the manifestation of this different kind of things in your environment and in the environment of that child as well.
All right. So you are. Let's take home this point, and if you watch to this point and to the end, I would like for you to type the 5 points we have made in the comments. Let's see that you followed. Let's see that you got it. All right. Very, very important. And you see this very final point. You are the condition the child is coming into.
Yeah.
People think about this just in terms of money, but it's beyond money. People think about this just in terms of where they live, it's beyond where you live. All right. You are the condition the child is coming into. I believe with all my heart that you have been blessed by this episode. And that's why if you've not watched our previous episodes, I don't know what you're doing. You need to go back and watch them. All right. If you have not subscribed to this channel, your own is an emergency. Like you need to run now. Like ule ule, as my Igala people will say, run. Go and click subscribe, then click notification so that as videos. I mean, I just realized besides the couch conversation that drops and premieres every Wednesday, we have so many videos dropping every other day, live events and all of that. This is the channel to be. And we trust God that you would not just subscribe, but you would share to other people and help us grow this community so that we can reach more people in every nation, every city, all over the world. Once again, this is Julia, my beloved wife of 13 plus years, and this is Ocholi Okutepa, the beloved husband of Julia. All right? And until we come your way again, God bless you.
Bless you.